men and women of Britain and the Empire. As long as war is not begun, there is always hope.
In 1938, Europe stands on the brink of war. Hitler has invaded the Sudetenland, and British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain is trying in vain to secure a peace agreement. His private secretary, Hugh Legat, has an extraordinary opportunity to prevent war by getting back in touch with his former friend, Paul Hartmann, now working in the heart of German government. This intriguing slice of alt history fiction comes from one of the most famous authors in that genre, Robert Harris. This film adapts his book of the same name. Now, like most Harris work, this is meticulously researched and tells a compelling, if fictional, story. Legat is played by George McKay, whose pale face and shaky demeanour reflects, I think, the level of panic in the UK in 1938. His marriage is falling apart, exacerbated by long days and nights in the office, and he's shocked to come home to his kid wearing a gas mask. In its opening moments, Munich, Edge of War does a great job in portraying the jitters of a population for whom the horrors of war are all too recent, and are now just beginning to face up to their next conflict. Ordinary life is being obstructed, and Legat's rising anxiety is compounded by how normal some things still seem. Like, sure, war is breaking out in Europe, but you can still have champagne with lunch. Over in Germany, Hartmann's life is much the same, albeit with him taking a much more active stance as a member of the resistance to Hitler within government. Unfortunately, that's most of the movie. It's George McKay sweating in offices while hushed discussions in wood-panelled rooms try to avert war. It's pretty dry. It's almost like a docudrama, with the added twist, I guess, that it actually didn't happen like this. Harris's alt history premise is so light on the alt that it's almost just a normal level of Hollywood misdirection. And unfortunately, the script is also quite plain. There are these serial discussions about what characters feel, where they just tell each other at point blank about their motivations and ideas. Despite excellent performances from McKay, Jeremy Irons as Chamberlain, and Jannis Niewohner as Hartmann, the peripheral characters can actually feel quite thin. And in particular, I think the very underserved Sandra Hüller from Tony Erdmann and Jessica Brown Finley have quite similar roles, really, as these women on the edge of discussion. They've got nowhere near substantial enough roles for their abilities. Munich, The Edge of War is a perfectly serviceable film. It's the kind of dry and methodical treatment that I can imagine being shown in a history class if it were actually true, which of course it isn't. It's a work of drama, and one in quite a crowded field of dudes in wood-panelled rooms trying to work out how to curb Hitler's rise to power movies. Ultimately, it really doesn't do anything to distinguish itself in that regard. But it's a perfectly okay movie in its own right. That's it from me, but let's have a chat about this film in the comments below. See you there. Have a good one, and bye for now.